Hi everyone. So today we're going to talk about states of matter, and we are going to learn what it would look like if we were to draw out liquid, solid, and gas. So when we think about a solid, all of the molecules are going to be represented by circles in this case, and they are going to be tight together. So there's not going to be any spaces in the way that we draw our circles within this circle or within this shape, okay? So we're just going to keep continuing to draw these circles to fill up this space to show that this is a solid. Now, when we start moving over to the liquid and the gas, we're going to need to leave some space because liquid, we need some room for those molecules to move around. And then with the gas, they're really just floating around. So with gas, we're going to make some bigger ones and smaller ones. And they are going to just float around in this little bubble. But over here with the liquid, we're just going to make it so they're just a little bit apart because there's still a ton of molecules in here, but there's enough space that they can move around within this bubble, just like if we had a bottle of water. If we shake the bottle of water, the water moves. But if I put the bottle of water in the freezer, these molecules expand and they don't leave any space in between, which means we would be able to shake the bottle, but the water inside would not move because it would be ice. So when we draw our picture, we are going to be filling in all of the objects with the solid, liquid, and gas bubbles, okay? So, first thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to do this with a landscape. You could do an underwater scene. You could do a scene from outer space. Outer space. So for me, I'm going to start off by drawing a tree. I'm just going to make it very simple. It's a very generic tree. Add some more. There we go. You can put a hole in here. I'm also going to add some land. Okay. Start off my land there. I'm going to add a house. Maybe add a chimney. I'm doing a very simple drawing. There's nothing too detailed about this drawing. And the reason is we are going to add a ton of details by adding all of those little circles. Okay? Maybe there's a bush over here, bring the land over here, and add some grass. All right. Now, I'm also going to draw another hill going in the background, just like that. Maybe I've got some clouds. I'm realizing now you can't see the clouds. There we go. There we go. I added some clouds there. And I'm also going to draw a pond. Just a small little pond like this. Add some grass by that pond. And when we go to color this in, we are going to be using the solid, liquid, gas technique, okay? So if something is a solid, we are going to be making these circles on our picture with the tight little molecules. If it's a gas, we're going to be spreading them out. And if it's a liquid, we're going to be making them so they can move around. So for instance, with the water, I'm going to use a marker and I am going to make my molecules spread out. So we can tell that this is water and that this is going to move around. I'm going to say, why are you doing this with a marker? Well, we're going to start off by using the marker to make all of our circles and molecules. Then once we're done, we're going to color it in with either a colored pencil or a crayon, and we're going to do it lightly. So once we have our circles, we can then color it in like this. To finish off our pond. Once we've finished with one of our sections, we need to take a look at the rest of the picture and see if there's any more liquid throughout the picture. Since I don't have any more liquid within this picture, I'm going to go and move on to the solids. So let me go ahead and I'm going to start with the grass. Now, with starting the grass, we have two hills. We've got the one that's in the front and the one that's in the back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to make my circles in the front, in the foreground, smaller. And then the further back I go, I'm going to make them a little bit larger. And that's going to open it up to the color being a lot lighter in the background. So if we can remember what we did on the other side of this paper, in the solid section, all of the molecules are nice and tight together. So that's exactly how we have to fill in all of our solids in the foreground. So I'm going to make sure that all of my circles are tight, tight, tight together throughout all of the grass. Now that I've finished my grass, I'm going to go ahead and pick a lighter color green to begin doing the bush. Once I've finished the bush, I'm going to go ahead and grab my green colored pencil, or you could use a crayon, and I'm going to fill in the grass area all throughout the foreground. After I finish the grass, I'm going to move on to the next solid, and I'm going to do the sidewalk. So one of the things I want to point out is we are going to continue to work on our drawing and finish up each section by looking at what is solid, what is gas, and what is liquid. So once I hit something that's going to be gas, I'm going to come back to the video and we'll talk about it then. But in the meantime, just continue to make your circles using your markers and using your crayons or your colored pencils to fill in the areas. Now that I've finished with all of my solids, I'm going to take one more look around and make sure that all of my solids are done. Once I've done that, I need to look for my gases, which happens to be my clouds. I can also add some chimney smoke, and that will be a gas as well. So when we actually add the circles and the molecules for the gas, they're going to be all spread out. So we're going to do that for all of the gases within our picture, and then we're going to color them in. Now that we've finished coloring everything in, we can actually add an outline to all of our objects so it stands out a little more. So I'm going to get my Sharpie back out and I'm going to outline everything just to add the finishing touches. There you have it. We have a beautiful picture with all the states of matter.